Immanuel Quickley is looking like a first-round steal for the New York Knicks. Yes, you heard that right. A draft steal made by the Knicks, of all teams. However, the question has to be asked, who is he and why wasn't he a higher draft pick? Going all the way back to his high school career, he was a highly touted recruit who caught the eyes of pretty much every major college basketball blue blood. He was a McDonald's All-American and a consensus 5-star. The sky seemed to be the limit for this young high school star. He then committed to Kentucky and John Calipari, much like many of the previous elite high school prospects we've seen before him. And then something surprising happened for a recruit of his caliber. He struggled. As a true freshman at Kentucky, he only started 7 of 37 games. Now for a 5-star and pretty much a consensus top 25 recruit, that's pretty rare unless you're having like a very good year off the bench as like a super 6-man freshman type guy. That was not his case. Not only that, he only shot 34.5% from 3 and a lackluster 37% from the field overall, and he only averaged 5 points per game. This was highly concerning for both him and Kentucky from an expectation standpoint as this consensus All-American 5-star recruit. However, John Calipari said that Quickley was one of the hardest working players he's coached, and seeing his jump from his freshman year to his sophomore year speaks volumes. In his sophomore year, Quickley became what many expected him to be a year earlier. He was a major contributor and an impactful player. He increased all of his statistical averages significantly. He brought his 34.5% three-point percentage up to nearly 43%, a truly elite number from deep, and his overall shooting numbers went all the way up to 42% overall. His workload increased greatly, and it was reflected in his stat line of 16 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He even won the SEC Player of the Year. The amount of growth and production from a 5-star freshman who couldn't see the floor or perform well to the SEC Player of the Year just a year later is truly astounding. But with all that said, the question remains, how could the SEC Player of the Year, a guy who showed so much growth from one year to the next, not be drafted higher? What was the reason? Well, it turns out one of the big knocks on him wasn't really all his fault. He shared the backcourt with Tyrese Maxey, and as we all know, he's a dominant ball-handling guard. So the scouting on Quickley was, we don't know the true extent of his playmaking and ball-handling abilities. Kentucky kind of utilized him in an off-the-ball scenario to play off of Maxey. A lot of people believed that he should come back for his junior year despite his successes to really improve his draft stock and show that he is the main playmaker on Kentucky. Well, turns out he didn't really need to because he already had that skill set. He just didn't have the opportunity to show it, and probably a good thing he didn't go back to Kentucky based on their struggles this season. Fortunately for the Knicks, and unfortunately for the rest of the NBA, he did end up declaring after that sophomore season, without these scouts and teams being able to see his true talent to the fullest extent as the main cog on a college team. This allowed the Knicks to take him at 25 through Oklahoma City's first-round pick. Now, Quickley is one of the first guys off the bench for the Knicks this season, and he is absolutely thriving. He's demonstrated a great three-point shot, shooting nearly 38% from deep, and has shown a pretty consistent floater to go along with solid passing and rebounding ability from the guard spot. He has a pretty good overall package to his game that we are now seeing firsthand. In fact, if he continues to play this way, I do believe he will be a starter for this Knicks team sooner than later. They will have to find a way to get him starter minutes and probably be in the starting lineup. And if you look even closer at his per 36 minute, his stats are pretty elite for a rookie and pretty good for just about anyone. If he was playing 36 minutes a game based on his production this year, he'd be averaging 22.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. If he's able to do this once those starter minutes arrive, the Knicks will have a very special player on their hands, and they got him at pick 25 in the first round. This is production that you would see from a top 10, top 5, probably top 3 pick. It is going to be very interesting to continue to watch him closely and see if he lives up to his promise. And with his hard work ethic and his apparent skill that he already has, we're probably in store for something special, guys. Thank you for watching 3 Lettered League. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Thanks, guys.